So you recently updated to a bigger yard or bigger lawn. Half acre, 2 acres, maybe more. And you probably already decided on your next lawnmower. Well, and we both know your old lawnmower, the walk behind or push mower, just ain't gonna cut it. I mean, it will, but we're gonna be here all day. Here's a couple reasons why a zero turn is better than a riding lawnmower, and a riding lawnmower is sometimes better than a zero turn. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. Both the riding lawnmower and the zero turn both have their advantages, but some options can be a deal breaker. So today we're going to take a closer look and see which one's better for you. It really just depends on your yard, the terrain, hills, obstacles, trees, and more. So let's take a look at the riding lawnmower first. A quick overview. Your riding lawnmower is pretty much a scaled down version of a tractor, which gives it the name lawn tractor. It's pretty luxurious nowadays, and they have plenty of options. Also, you're going to find smaller cutting decks or a smaller path on a riding lawnmower than you are a zero turn. Average between 42 to 48 inches, and even less. Some go all the way down to 30-inch cut. Like I mentioned earlier, your riding lawnmower is going to come equipped with a steering wheel, gas pedal, brake pedal. It feels just like driving a car. That's probably why people are so comfortable using them over a zero turn. Also, operating on hills, rough terrain, it's easier to grip a steering wheel than it is two levers on a riding or a zero turn. So next up, and probably the biggest factor and the biggest deal breaker between the two, is speed. It's unmatched. The riding lawnmower just can't keep up with the zero turn when it comes to speed and overall maneuverability. It's unmatched. But that being said, the riding lawnmower is going to give you more accessories, more attachments. It's going to let you allow to do more labor work like mulching, bagging, tilling, spreader, snow shovel, snow blower. There's all kinds of accessories that come more available on a riding lawnmower than it is a zero turn. Let's go ahead and switch over to the zero turn. A quick overview, the term zero turn comes from zero turning radius. This is in functionality with the transmission or transmissions in the back. Each wheel is operated by a hydrostatic transmission, which allows you to control each wheel independently, allowing you to turn on a dime. The best way to describe it is, well, it's a gas-powered wheelchair. Along with speed and maneuverability, here's a great example of the advantages of the turning radius found on the zero turn lawnmower. When it's time to make a U-turn or turn around and line up with the next cut evenly, because we both know we want crisp and clean lines, the zero turn is the way to go. On the other hand, the riding lawnmower, you're forced to take a much wider turn. That's because the average turning radius on a riding lawnmower is 4 to 28 inches. So the next topic is cost. Now, even your riding lawnmowers, your most expensive riding lawnmowers with all the attachments and all the bells and whistles are still going to be cheaper than your entry-level zero turn. Now, the fundamentals of a zero turn and a riding lawnmower are pretty much the same. Engine size, the number of cutting blades, and the cutting deck. Normally you're going to find pretty much three options: Briggs & Stratton, Kawasaki, or Kohler. A couple things to consider before buying is, well, do you have a fence or do you have a gate or some kind of entryway to your backyard or wherever on your yard? Most of your zero turns and standing riding lawnmowers will not fit through a fence or gate. And you can ask any lawn care enthusiast or lawn care professional. This could be a challenge. Getting through a fence or a gate, most likely they have to go down to their walk behind lawnmower or push mower just to mow the backyard. Also, food for thought. The bigger the yard, the bigger the deck. The bigger the deck, the fewer passes you have to make, which is a time saver. Another very important topic is safety. Now, regardless of which lawnmower you choose, 90,000 Americans are injured on lawnmowers a year. Because the zero turn is more of a learning curve than it is a riding lawnmower or a steering wheel, this might be a factor when choosing one. Also, another safety feature you're going to find on the riding lawnmower is you're unable to cut backwards. There's a safety switch on the seat and the PTO when trying to go in reverse. Now, I have to be honest, the option to mow backwards on this model is not completely obsolete. It just requires two hands and a second step. If you need to mow backwards, while the PTO switch is already engaged, and before you put your foot on the reverse pedal, pull the PTO switch all the way up and continue to hold it. While continue holding the PTO switch all the way up to the second position, then you're able to put your foot on the reverse pedal and mow backwards. All right, so let's break it down for our visual learners. Let's look at two completely different yards and apply what we learned today to determine which lawnmower is best for us. We'll be looking at our neighboring yard and of course our yard. Let's start off with the neighbor's yard first. Now, at first glance, you're going to notice very flat terrain, little to no trees, not too much landscaping to get in the way. So you're probably thinking riding lawnmower. I'm actually going to recommend a zero turn first, and here's why. Each one of the lots out here is about 4+ acres, and if you remember, time is money, and the zero turn is known for speed. So hands down, I'm still going to recommend a zero turn lawnmower first on this type of yard. Now, if you don't want to pay to play, then yes, you could get away with buying a riding lawnmower. All right, so let's look at our yard next. If you could even see our yard, there's so many trees. I'm going to recommend both a zero turn and a riding lawnmower, and here's why. There's one little factor we're not thinking about right now, and that's fall. And when fall comes, all the leaves up there are going to end up down here. And if you care about your yard, you're not just going to leave them there. Now, of course, yes, you could absolutely use a zero turn to mulch them up. But if you're picky like me, you like to mulch them up and bag them. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps.